Arise's Starmatic system is used to schedule service intervals for their clients. You will use Starmatic to select, swap, and release intervals. To log into the Starmatic system, you'll need to first navigate to the Arise portal. Enter your username and password. And then click the Login button. Next, click on the Starmatic button, which can be found on the left side of your screen. Before selecting your schedule, you may need to change your profile time zone settings. To do this, click on the User Profile link. Click the drop-down menu to choose your time zone. Then, click the Submit button to save your changes. Before you watch how to select your schedule, let's learn about some of the information displayed on the home and scheduling screens. Schedule access. The arrow will appear blue when the intervals for that week are available to schedule. If the arrow is yellow, you do not have access to the intervals until the release date. Release date and time. This is determined by what category you're placed into. The categories are Platinum, Gold, Silver, or Bronze. Your category is determined by client results and is based on your performance metrics. Platinum, on select programs, has first pick, followed by Gold, Silver, then Bronze. Initial cap. This number shows how many intervals you can choose when initially released. Caps are also determined by your metric performance category, with Platinum and then Gold having the highest initial caps. These caps can change for each category based on client needs. Cap lift date and time. The cap lift date and time is after each category has been opened and picked. After this date and time, you will be able to pick up additional intervals up to your max cap. Max cap. This number is the maximum number of intervals you're able to pick up for the week, including those selected after the initial cap lift. Now let's take a look at the scheduling screen. The urgent service request is posted on intervals when a higher call volume is forecasted. Interval exceptions are shown when we are not receiving the amount of calls forecasted. You can release these intervals at any time without it impacting your commitment adherence metric. Swap pending intervals display when they have been put up for swap inside the 48-hour lockdown period. Other agents will have the opportunity to select these intervals. If an agent selects your intervals, then there will be no commitment adherence violation. Swap granted intervals display when the interval has been successfully picked up by another agent. And finally, these are regular intervals that are available to select for servicing. Once a week, the hours available for you to post will be released in Starmatic. When those hours are released, you will have the ability to log in and select the intervals you would like to service. The following demonstration will show you how to select or post for the intervals you want to service. First, you will choose the client you would like to service by clicking on the blue triangle. Check the boxes for the intervals you plan on servicing. Each interval is 30 minutes. You can click a time at the top to select the entire column. Once all of the intervals you plan on servicing are selected, click the Submit button to post the hours, and then click the OK buttons. Sometimes emergencies happen, and you may not be able to service the interval you selected. If it is within 48 hours of the selected interval, you have the option to swap the time. This way, if someone else is able to pick it up, your business will not be impacted by releasing those hours. Now let's look at how to swap intervals in Starmatic. To swap intervals, you must uncheck all of the intervals you would like to swap, and then click the Submit button. You may receive this warning if swapping hours put you below your weekly commitment. Click the OK button. Click on the Swap button. And then click the OK to confirm. The interval should now be orange, which means they will appear as available to other agents. If the intervals are picked up, it will change to green. If the interval is not picked up, you are still responsible for that time. If you are faced with an emergency, and the intervals swapped were not picked up, the best thing to do is release them. If you release intervals within 48 hours of their scheduled time, this will negatively impact your business. It's best to only do this in the event of an emergency. Let's look at how you can release intervals. If you are unable to service previously selected intervals, uncheck the intervals you would like to release. If any were up for swap, you must first take them out of swap status. Click the Submit button. And then click the OK button. After the request processes, click the OK button. Notice the hours now appear normal and blue, but still have the checks in them. Uncheck the intervals you would like to release, then click the Submit button. If releasing these hours put you under your statement of work commitment, you will receive this warning. Click the OK button, click the Release button, and then the OK button. You will see the checks removed from the intervals, and a prompt that your request was submitted.